So I normally don't review fan projects, mostly because a lot of them there's numerous, and I have done a few like the Predator Dark Ages review here and there, but this was the first time in a long time I looked at a project and went, "Holy shit! I need to talk about this and spread further word because." A, it's really fucking good. B, I don't know how long it'll be on the internet till GW throws a shit fit. So here we are. We're going to be talking about Warhammer: The Awakening, a Warhammer 40k fan film. So this has been apparently a fan film that has been because I feel like I've seen like teasers and whatnot for this fan film before. Like I've seen it I've seen it around. I feel like a part of me has been like, man, have I seen this promotion for this before? And it's one of those projects where I think it has, but people were like legit thinking to a point where it's never going to come out. Sure enough, it came out today as of this recording, and it is an hour-long animated fan film. Now, usually when people talk about fan-animated projects, the animation kind of varies. Again, through lack of resources, or they have resources through Kickstarter. There is a lot. There is a lot that people have worked on with this. It came up on my feed, and I was just like, oh, this is a fan-made project? That was my first thought. That was like literally my first thought into this whole scenario, into this whole thing was, this is a fan project? Like, legit. I was completely surprised and taken aback by how good of animation this is as a fan film. CGI fan film, no less. The story is that we follow a squad of Dark Angels as they have been summoned to destroy or rather to prevent the awakening of a tomb world. Hence why it's called The Awakening. They basically have to go inside, detonate a node, and then hopefully, like, either to at the very least slow down the Necrons' awakening, or hopefully destroy the entire the entire like dynasty in of itself. So what I like about this is that we do get some love for other, it is of course, whenever it comes to Warhammer 40k, you always got to give love to the Space Marines. But at least it's a Space Marine chapter that hasn't been getting a lot of love lately, even though their Primarch came back, the Dark Angels. And after how much the big blueberries have been stealing the spotlight with Space Marine 2, it's kind of nice to have a kind of a look on someone on another Space Marine chapter and let them have some fun. Especially since it seems like after Lionel Johnson came back, there hasn't really been a lot with the Dark Angels. So it's kind of nice, even if it is, albeit a fan project, it is kind of cool to see this kind of thing done. So, among other things, we also have a Tech Marine. We don't really get a lot of Tech Marines, even in main canon, with a lot of stories. So it was cool to see a Tech Marine do this. And also, the fan voices in here are really good. I will say the voice for the Tech Marine, though, he sounds a lot like Tom Hardy. I'm not even kidding. Like, he straight up is going for like a Tom Hardy-esque voice in his performance as the Tech Marine. The animation is really solid. I will say, as just a minor thing, I did notice a few times where the animation clipped into like a foot would clip into the ground, and when the Space Marine when the Dark Angel commander like took his helmet off and he's talking with just his mouth, there's a few times where it just felt a little out of sync. So. But that's just those are just minor gripes here and there. Those are honestly very, I can easily overlook things like that. Because, again, the fact that basically this small a team worked on this animation for so long and did everything did all of this as like a Space Marine fan, as just basically a Warhammer 40k fan animation, I really appreciate it. I think it's a really solid story. The action's really great. I also love how we treat the Necrons as a credible threat. It's nice to see the Necrons still being a threat from, Pariah Nexus, as well as the Tithed, that episode in the Tithed. I do wish, though, and this is not a gripe on the fan film. This is a gripe on GW on a whole. Speaking as the Necrons are my favorite faction, I do wish we'd get more, Necron personality. I'm kind of tired of. I thought we long moved past the whole thing of having Necrons be like these soulless Terminator type things. Like that's all the way. That's first edition stuff, guys. Come on, and yes, we do get a Pharaon in here who does have a little bit of personality, but it's few and far between. But yeah, that's not really a dig on this film. It's not really a dig on this film. It's more of a. What was it? It's more of just my comment on on the Warhammer, the Warhammer, and how Warhammer 40k mythos and how GW has been treating it lately. So that's just kind of my only thing. The story is for an hour, under an hour essentially. It's actually got some pretty solid pacing, and it's pretty brisk. It is a very brisk ending. It also doesn't do a thing where it's like, hey, wait till you see part 2. Thankfully, it's not like an after credit scene or anything. It's just a solid start and end movie, and they could do a sequel if they generate enough hype. But it is kind of nice to see like a project like this that gets all of this and just decides we're going to do a movie start to finish. That's the end. I wish more fan films would do this, because some of these overly ambitious fan films, some of them really, and I do stress really, have this whole thing of, oh, we're so good, we'll get more money to do a whole trilogy, so we'll leave like a cliffhanger. Not everyone's like the Friday the 13th fan films or Halloween fan films. Not everyone can generate that kind of hype twice. So yeah. So it's just kind of nice to see a project that quite literally feels like something you would see from GW. It's a hell of a lot better than that Space Marines animated movie back from 2009. You guys remember that one? It's awful. So yeah, I really like this. This was definitely. I've seen people be like, "Oh my god, it's finally here. It was totally worth the wait." And if you were one of those people who had heard about The Awakening, here you go. You finally got something that many of us thought was not going to show up. And I will say, again, enjoy. My thing is, this is great. We better enjoy it while we can, because none of us know if fucking GW is going to be like, a well-made fan film, not by us. Send in the lawyers. Yeah, that's my genuine fear. That's my genuine fear. So yeah, but who knows? Maybe GW will hire these guys and they'll make great content. Oh, that's funny. GW being nice to other people. That's a good one. I'll have to remember that joke. Anyway, so yeah, I highly recommend The Awakening. If you're a major Warhammer fan, if you love the Necrons, if you're a Dark Angels fan, here you go. But yeah. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below if you've watched The Awakening. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.